Do you have an idea for a product but don't know how to get it manufactured? Hi, I'm Wendy and this is the Saga of the Startup. Today I'll talk about how I identified a manufacturer and sourced custom parts for them so they could produce my product. In my case, I needed custom retractable reels to store the excess cord for my fitted sheets when they were converted to the flat position. You can think of the reel I needed as a typical badge reel but with a stop button like the ones that are on mini tape measures. However, the cord needed to be 55 inches in length to accommodate the king-size sheet, and they needed vent holes so moisture could escape. As you might already know, it is expensive to have something professionally designed in the United States. I personally feel that either China or India are the best bets for designing, but I lead towards China because of the Alibaba website, which is incredibly easy to use. China also has the most updated manufacturing equipment, and their infrastructure makes it easy to move products throughout the country and overseas. In the beginning, however, I didn't know where to start, so I contacted prototyping companies here in the United States. Every single one I talked to said they would have to take a retractable reel apart and reverse engineer it. I did not want to pay somebody to reinvent the wheel. I really wanted my reels to be designed in China by a company that already specialized in manufacturing retractable reels and conveniently had the CAD files of a similar reel on hand to build from. All the design companies in the United States that I spoke with charged by the hour and wouldn't give me an exact fee. I got estimates anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000. However, the final straw came when a firm in California said that it would probably cost between $12,000 and $15,000, but wanted a $6,000 retainer to get started. By that time, I had already sent a draft of my requirements to several manufacturers in China who produced either mini tape measures or badge reels with stop buttons. In either case, I just needed them to scale the reels they already had. I sent them a rough sketch with my requirements and was delighted when they got back to me. It turns out the design work was, get this, free. I just had to commit to purchasing 5,000 reels. The entire job, including the 5,000 reels, would cost $3,700. That was a far cry from the quotes that I got in the US. The only other problem was that my reels would need to be made with stainless steel springs to go through the washer and dryer. The companies I spoke with only had springs made of sheet metal or manganese, both of which will rust. Actually, I was initially told that my reels could not be made because of the stainless steel springs. Of course, anything is possible, but I had to offer to source the springs on my own and have them sent to their facility to use in my reels. You have to understand this is the only thing that would make sense for a buyer as small as I am. For an established customer or one they could count on for larger volume, they would probably have sourced the stainless steel springs themselves. But the minimum order quantity for springs is at least 10,000 and more often 50,000 or 100,000. I would only be committing to buying 5,000, and stainless steel is considerably more expensive than sheet metal or manganese. This was not economically viable for them. So once I ironed out the spring issue, I thought about ordering the custom reels for a while, but I didn't know what I was going to do with 5,000 of them. I still didn't have a sheet manufacturer, so I would have to pay for the reels to be shipped to me and then ship them back overseas once I found a partner to produce my sheets, which of course made no sense. So I decided to see if I could find a company that would allow me to pay for just the design service and a handful of sample reels. This turned out to be no problem at all. I'm pretty sure China has as many prototyping companies as they have manufacturers, and probably more. In the end, I paid $700 for the design work, including having the CAD files sent to me and 5 samples of the reels also sent to me. I should mention that I only received the CAD files for the outer shell of my reels since the internal molds were already theirs and they just resized them. Well, that's all for now. If you're interested in saving money by working with freelancers, I hope you'll join me for my next episode of the Saga of the Startup. Bye!